Okay.
And we're...
Yes, we are live. Well, we have to wait and give everyone a minute to catch up. So we're gonna see. Y'all tell me if you're getting sound. Because let's see. Hang on. There we go. Okay, good.
Hello there, people. Say hello.
All right. Apparently, what happened is the microphone was not connected, or it disconnected even when I tried to reset it. It still wasn't picking up. So I said, well, let me just start over. We were only 3 minutes into it. So, okay, quick recap. Yes, solar storm. There were the Married Wepawet pointed out there was Aurora Borealis over the UK. And so some of you guys are going to get to see that. Where we are is a little too far south for it, but be aware that there may be disruptions with GPS communication, possibly power outages in some places. We don't know. So just
for those of you old enough to have watched Gundam Wing when you were a kid, this is the point where during that storm you should have looked at your kids with a straight face and said,
it's a
Gundams are on Earth. And walked away.
I don't know. But yes, either way, Raw's going to be very busy this weekend. So, just I guess treat it like any other kind of storm. Make sure you have your data backed up, have some batteries, and
Raw set both, I suppose.
Say what?
Raw and set both, I suppose.
Who knows? But they're.
And it's funny you do that. You show up as soon as I mention set.
Yeah.
Hi, Ted.
Hey.
Hold up, Mimi.
Yeah.
Hey, did you start yet?
No, not yet. I had to restart the video because we had an
Sorry,
issue with the sound. So, yeah.
Okay. Pull a cookie for me.
Okay. Now we do have a limited supply, but of cookies. The last of them are in there, but hopefully it'll be enough for everybody. And so yeah, I'll make sure to pull one.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, right. And yes, I mean to back celebrating birthday with family. Tanjobi omedetou. And joyeux anniversaire. Somebody was saying earlier. So yeah. And actually, Morgan's birthday is next week, and we'd like to find some way to mess with him, especially because over the weekend he finally texted me because he got to a particular chapter in my book, and he was like, "Jesus Christ, you're."
What do we get him for his birthday? I have no idea.
I need to get some T-shirts like some of our Patreon merchandise, and by the way, guys. Hopefully this weekend I will get done with the animation, which means, for one, a major project will be done. It feels like I'm finishing a college semester, worth of work here. But also it means I can get back to doing more stuff like new merchandise and, work on this month's video for the how-to guide and all that sort of good stuff. So I'm really hoping to be productive this weekend myself. But in the meantime, though, we're honoring the Feast of Neith, that revealing the face of Neith in her house in Esna. See, in the Temple of Esna, what we have of it, because it was either Esna or I think it was Esna. That there were actually a couple of older temples that were destroyed in the 1800s or so because of stuff that was going on between the British and Sudan and stuff like that. It's on Wikipedia, but the records that we have from the temple, there were festivals for Neith that were recorded in the Temple of Khnum, and one of them, which would have been about this time of year, is sort of like a coming out, and that's what the revealing of the face was. She's coming out of the sanctuary and going out to to celebrate, and there were lots of food offerings, so it was kind of a big holiday.
Is that anything like Raw on the Barge?
No, although a little later in the month, there's another festival where it's some story is commemorated where she lifted Ra out of the waters and saved him from the crocodiles that were in the water, and that's actually where the image of it parallels the image of the sun disk on the horns, which Isis wears that, Hathor wears that, but Neith also could, in the form of the great flood, the primeval cow that comes out of the waters of noon. She does that too, and so she lifts him away from the crocodiles. And unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot. The references to it are kind of spotty, so that's why it's not one of those really well-known myths. But it's very intriguing. And for that festival, they would bring them out to the square. And they would asperge it with water and with precious oils, and there would be a big, as we like to say down here, a fedodo.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what a fedodo is, it's the same thing as a how you do.
It's a party.
Yeah.
A block party.
Yeah.
But and of course, this weekend is Mother's Day, so kind of appropriate to be honoring the great mother Neith. So, wait a minute, this is my water. See, I keep mine to one side because the water for them is separate. So, okay. Well, thank you for bearing with us, and I can't tape the microphone cord down, but I've got the stuff for the video taped down on the floor. So, hopefully, we won't have any more problems. So, yeah, and by the way, if something goes out or there's any other issue, just tell me in the chat so I can pick up on it and not, keep going, without realizing there's no sound. So.
Our apologies for not having a plethora of cookies.
Well, actually, really what it is, I'm down to the bottom of that box. And so I need to go to the local Asian mart and ask them to give me some more. Because, there's lots of things like that. You can order them online, and I could do that. But if I can support a local business first, I'd rather,
Yes.
That be my first option. Because, if you don't buy from them, then, they don't stick around.
Even if they're just slightly more expensive.
Well, think about it this way. You might be saving on shipping.
Yes,
So
it's possible.
Yeah. And actually, we got some really wonderful things from the Middle Eastern grocery as well. And actually, it's so big, I don't have a space for it, but I got some naan bread that's like, that wide. And it's big enough to be a pizza crust. And, so I'm like, that needs, what I may do is get some of that, like when we do New Year's. And so we'll have some of that because we'll be outside and we can have like a big tray. But, These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me, as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Yunochuru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is within our hearts. And we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. It wasn't that cold.
No, it wasn't.
You're just like flicking it at me. You're casting aspersions.
I'm blessing you. I love you, boo.
I love you too.
And for those of you disappointed that I wasn't freezing, my apologies. I honestly expected to be because I feel like it's pretty nice and cool in here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the temperature is getting warmer. I think, we're going to see our last, highs in the 70s, for the season. Coming up within this week, and then it's going to be like highs in the 80s and 90s. For the duration.
Rest of time.
Well, until October.
Yeah.
Easily.
By the way, don't mean to do a shameless plug, but I'm going to. For one, we'll put the animation up when it's ready, but two, the super thanks would be really good because we could do things like put it toward making sure we have fortune cookies for everybody.
Well, certainly. But yeah, I think a box of them is like $30.
Yeah.
So, but it's not a bad deal because that covers us for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So now I will need to make sure I have a box ready for the Egyptian New Year's because, okay, this is going to be interesting because the last day of the year is on a Friday. And so then you have the days upon the year, and then Egyptian New Year's is on a Thursday. And so then you pick up again on Friday. So
I think we should just do one for Egyptian New Year's and take a Friday off, but that's just me.
Well, we can talk about that. That's worth discussing, if y'all want to just do that, because it's going to be like nearly a solid week.
Right.
And then if we want to take that Friday off.
Yeah, because that's a lot. Even I'm tired after.
Or what we could do is just tape it and put a condensed form of it, short video on. So we'll schedule a video for that Friday or something. We can do that.
We love you guys. We gotta have a break somewhere.
Yeah. But okay. And so he's like, oh crap! I still gotta get some. My mom something. She's less likely to try and exclude me from inheriting money from my uncle. Oh my goodness.
Work hard enough where that inheritance won't mean a damn thing.
Yeah. Hold on. Could one perform puja for the Netru in a way similar to the devas? I would think so because the steps are different, and actually Lakshmi would be a probably a great person to ask about performing puja because in me trying to learn about it. I noticed that, you have kind of different traditions and different methods for observing puja. And there are a lot of offerings that are very specific to, Hindu deities. But, so there's going to be a little bit that's different. But, I don't see why not. But again, we happen to have someone here and hello. And you would be the perfect person to answer some of those questions, I think. So, it's from person to person. Awesome. And yes, and I actually I really enjoy honoring Durga during the Navaratri festival in the fall. And there's a couple of mandirs in India that live stream some of the events for that, and I love being able to tune in and watch those. So yeah, but and actually the beads that I have on Neith are Hindu Japamala, and the reason for that is because I had a dream some years ago. Goodness, it must have been like 8 years ago by now, where basically she said that she told me that some of her aspects were like Durga's, and so that's a little bit of a parallel there. So I gave her those red Japamala. So you okay, Darren?
Yeah, I'm trying to be.
Okay. Okay, that's right. I've got to get the candle. So, hold on. There we go. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive
the light.
The Eye of Horus comes to everyone who is tuning in with us now, and throughout the four corners of the world, to everyone who has been with us in the past and will be joining us in the future. This Eye of Horus comes, and we are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And so we're going to light a candle. This one represents Hika, who is associated with Ra, but is also credited as a son of Neith. For Mahes, that he may protect everyone who's in the path of storms, of whatever kind they might be, terrestrial or solar. And for Mama Sekhmet, she may bring peace and healing to those who need it. You arise in the Achetus Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Neith, mistress of Sais. Hail and praise unto you, O Yenochiru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at, cast out as Fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Yenochiru, these cool waters are the Eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yenochiru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the Eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the Eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the Eye of Horus, Oyanachiru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the Eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Neith, O Oyanachiru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Neith, mistress of Sais, within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra and for Neith, every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Neith. Come to your bodies, O Oyanachiru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these, your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Neith. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra Horaketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkebru Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And now from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the Eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we bring for them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Horekaru Ta hen kept ka cow up to senator couldn't bet not wabet on het naturim and cow and aku punibu makrenibu hiran natura. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The spet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. And Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right, I'm seeing lots of smiley faces. Oh, hey, Snarky. Oh, you got caught in town. Oh, we got our jackal peeps.
Warning: limited fortune cookies.
Well, hold on, because first we're going to read for Neith, and I also have Sobek on the altar, since he's the also the son of Neith. So she's got her family with her, and we'll ask them to bless those who have been looking for Wally the alligator. Yeah. Because it sounded like a really crazy story when you just read the headline, because this was a guy's emotional support alligator, and you're like, what in the heck? But then when I read about it, this was actually a rescue gator that was really super, super chill and tame. And then the way it ended up getting lost was such an unfortunate convergence of, wrong place, wrong time, because they were visiting and somebody just happened to steal the gator out of his pen and then drop him off on somebody to, prank someone and be a nuisance. And so they call animal control, and animal control doesn't know that this is a pet gator. And so they dump him off in a swamp. And so now the guy who's raised this alligator from, a little bitty thing is they're trying to find an alligator in a swamp. And so only Sobek knows where this poor gator is. May they find him. And if not, then may he, at least find a secure place in the swamp, and, he'll be the only gator in the swamp that knows how cool people are. But, our prayers for all of them. But we will start with Neith. Hail unto you, O Neith the Great, the one who existed before existence. You who made all that is, who created all that exists. Eldest of the primeval gods, fashioner of Ra, mother of Ra who was at the beginning. Unique one without equal, mistress of destiny, regent of fortune. Earth is under your command. One does not make plans without your knowledge. Queen of the gods in heaven, sovereign of the gods in the earth, mistress of the bow, regent of the arrow, who keeps the arrow demons under your authority. Mistress of great fear, who created the twin crocodiles. Life and death are under your supervision. You fill sky and earth with your beauty. Light the two lands with the rays of your eyes. You encompass your son as the light of the two lands. Father of fathers, who makes fertile the seed of gods and men. Great cow, who nourishes all things. Mother of mothers, who is like no other. Hail, O Sobek, great god, lord of Tashe, great male who came from Nun, white of teeth, green of scales, keen of face and raised of brow, lord of strength and virility, raging one who drives away evil. You are lord of the Nile, who makes the two banks flourish, lord of the winding waterway in the sky, in your carnelian temple in the mountain of Baku. You okay?
Trying to be.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got some requests for some cookies here. I'm going to start with one for everyone. And so whether you're tuning in later or, we run out of cookies or whatever, this one will cover everyone for the week. And last week's, to recap, if you don't have time to live your life now, when do you? And so now let's see what Neith's message for this week is. Oh, well, we'll light her little lamp. There we go. Oh my. Be careful, or you could fall for some tricks today.
Wow.
Be careful, or you could fall for some tricks today. And I'm wondering if the solar flares may have anything to do with that, or if it's just because the tricksters are out. I don't know, but we'll have to find out. Okay. Sarah had requested one.
So I think Shannon had as well, yes?
Did Shannon request one, or Yamana, did you? I know I caught you in the middle of something.
Oh, I was going to, but since we have a limited amount, we'll wait until the end and make sure everybody else is covered first.
Alrighty. Okay, Seta. Wealth is a means to an end, not the end itself. Wealth is a means to an end, not the end itself. So we'll set that one over here for you. Okay. And I'm seeing some icons for the fortune cookies. Okay, and JP Avery, may I request a prayer to Sobek for continued strength in body and mind, as well as success in my athletic journey, and to remove any obstacles. Oh, well, that sounds exciting. Absolutely.
Good for you.
Okay. All right, I see. Creature of Legend and Katie Horton and Black Wolf. Yeah. And Serrano is offering if we run out, she has affirmations in a box. That would be really cool too. So, okay, and there was a zebra that was loose, but they caught her. And, okay. All right, and what should I keep in mind when checking out a room for rent this Sunday? Okay. All right. So that's where we left off. But let's start with Creature of Legend. And will we have enough for the Discord cookies? I'm gonna try. Let's see, because a lot of times when we do this, we still have a handful left in the bottom of the basket. So we're gonna go till we run out. And if somebody runs out, then I think I may have to pull out my board and see if we can figure something out. But also Serrano's got some affirmations, so we'll make sure everybody gets a divination. But we'll start with this. Creature of Legend and then Katie Horton. So. Okay. And also, I know a couple of folks have sent me messages on Discord, and I might have some on Patreon as well. Just bear with me. As soon as I get this animation finished, which should be this weekend, then I can kind of, peek my head out from the trenches and start catching up with people. But, okay, Creature of Legend. Avoid compulsively making things worse. Avoid compulsively making things worse. So I get the strong sense that through no ill intentions, there are things that you just compulsively do. You're trying to, these are things that you're trying to do to help, but it's not. So kind of take a deep breath, step back, and take stock, and avoid compulsively making things worse. So, Katie Horton, asking the gods in general. Whoever has a message. Okay. All right, Katie Horton. Even in the greatest confusion, there is an open channel into the soul. Even in the greatest confusion, there is an open channel into the soul. So don't let all of the exterior clutter, of life, overwhelm you. Is the sense that I'm getting. Don't let the noise drown out the fact that you have that open channel into your own soul. So even in the greatest confusion, there's an open channel into the soul. Okay. Black Wolf. Okay, here we go. Sitting toward the south may bring you good luck. So, Black Wolf, sitting toward the south may bring you good luck. Okay. So Black Wolf and all right, so Fain Star, and then Lakshmi from Annapurna Wepawet. Awesome, from our jackals. But let's start with Fain Star. Fain Star. Every burden is a blessing. Every burden is a blessing. It's just, it doesn't always seem like it at the time, but every burden is a blessing. Okay. And Lakshmi asking her jackals. Anapu and Whippawit. And they just chunked that one right out. So. Wealth buys leisure, but not wisdom. So Lakshmi, their message. Wealth buys leisure, but not wisdom. So yeah, just because somebody has money doesn't mean they're as smart as you might think. But that's a whole other topic. But wealth buys leisure, but not wisdom. Okay. And Sarana, and then Amitai. Let's see, and I'm not missing anybody. Sarana, then Amitai, and then JP Avery. All righty. Oh my. It's funny, Sarana, I was just, as I was shaking the basket, I was thinking about your kids, because I know sometimes you have asked for one for one of your daughters, and then two of them came out. So I think one of these might be for the little ones. But let's start with this one. Balance life with a little sweet and sour. Balance life with a little sweet and sour. Or maybe it's time to be tart to somebody. But let's see what the other one is. Smile, smile. Your smile will make you happier day after day. So, Sarana, these are your two messages. Balance life with a little sweet and sour. But smile. They say it twice. Smile, smile. Your smile will make you happier day after day. Now, what's interesting about this is, times two or said twice. Sometimes that appears in Egyptian texts. They'll say to repeat something twice or even four times. And so you have a fortune here that says smile, smile, so times two, which is very Egyptian, in its own way. Saying your smile will make you happier day after day. And that balancing life, if there's a lot of sour going on right now, it's time to balance it with some sweet. But okay, so Amitai, and then JP Avery, and then Mary Whippaway. Happy birthday, Amitai. Let's see what kind of message we have. Amitai, be brave enough to live creatively. Be brave enough to live creatively. Now, one thing that immediately comes to mind with that is that creative often means different. So be different. Be brave enough to be different. Be yourself. Live creatively. I think that's a good birthday message. So, JP Avery. Oh, guys. that always seems to happen. Somebody's going to get 2, even when we're running low. But I really get the strong sense that they're like, don't worry about how many there are. These people need to hear this. So, that's what they decided. So JP Avery, here's your first one. The usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness. That's the first one. Now the second one. A leader is powerful to the degree they empower others. The usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness. A leader is powerful to the degree they empower others. So, JP Avery, I'm thinking that the message that they have for you is there are some things that are on your plate that you need to get off of your plate and let someone else take care of it. It's time to pass that on to somebody else. And
I also get the feeling that it's saying that he needs to listen to somebody.
But yes, and allow someone else to take up something for you. So the usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness. That means that it's something you're making room so something else can fill it. So like I said, I'm getting a strong feeling of transitions onto bigger things and getting rid of things that are not meant to be your burden anymore. Is the overwhelming sense that I'm getting from this. And definitely we wish you success and strength in your athletic pursuits. And may Sobek, the great bull, white of teeth and green of scale, the powerful lord of the Nile, may he give you strength as you pursue your goals. And heed their message. Don't carry with you burdens that are no longer meant to be yours. So, okay, now Mary Tuapawet from the Jackals. And keep enjoying those northern lights for us, those of us that are too far south to see that. I know my cousin in Edinburgh is surely enjoying that. We will not know the worth of water until the well is dry. Now, Married Wepwood, I'm getting the sense that this is kind of a forewarning. Don't be like other people because they will not know the worth of water until the well is dry. And this could be metaphorical, but have the foresight to know how badly you need certain things and if you need to make sure to put some aside, whatever it may be. But we will not know the worth of water until the well is dry. All right, let me scroll down and see if anyone's next. Okay. All right, so we got some Discord cookies, Firefly, Adamantine, Sabby and B, and then Blind Rob, then One-Eyed Heathen, Thralo, and Alex Knight. Okay, oh, wow, so you had two issues at hand, and so you got 2 cookies. But Okay, hang on. Let me make sure I don't. So Firefly, Adamantine, Sabby, and B, and Blind Rob. Well, that's 5. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we've got 9 cookies left. So let's see what we can get through. I think we've got enough for here. But here's what I'm going to do. The order goes Firefly, Adamantine, Sabby, and B. If we get 2 of them, then we'll just kind of, unless we get a sense of no, somebody got 2.
Say just pick one out.
Okay, all right.
1 for each.
All right. So, of course, I have no idea what's in these. I just grabbed one. So here's our first one for Firefly.
I know what's in them. A fortune.
Yeah, there you go. So Firefly. Any impatience you show will only create more stress.
Chill, man. Chill.
That's weirdly specific. So Firefly. Any impatience you show will only create more stress.
Calm. Peace. Pass it.
Yeah, we need to find a way to put more fluid in your vintage Yoda 8-ball. Okay, that was Firefly. Adamantine. Here we go. Adamantine. May your faith always exceed your fears. No price is too great to go through life afraid.
Wow.
Excuse me. To reiterate, may your faith always exceed your fears. No price is too great to go through life afraid. In other words, nothing is worth going through life afraid.
Right.
So that's for Adamantine. All right. And next is Sabby. Every excess becomes a vice. Excess being spelled EXCESS, So, the path of excess, is said to lead to the Tower of Wisdom, but every excess becomes a vice. That's your fortune. Every excess becomes a vice. And so whatever you're doing, don't do too much of it. Okay, and for B, B, sing and rejoice. Fortune is smiling upon you. Good news is coming, it sounds like. Sing and rejoice. Fortune is smiling upon you. Okay, and next was Blind Rob. Yeah. And then for One Eye. So we'll get Blind Rob. Blind Rob. Anyone can start. Only the determined will finish. Anyone can start. Only the determined will finish. Ended with an exclamation point. Okay. And for One Eye, and then Thralo. All right, One Eye. And you were wondering what to be on the lookout for as you look for a room this weekend. Maybe a view to the south. We keep getting messages about that. But let's see.
When it comes to renting a room, though, seriously, if it doesn't look like a place you'd invite other people into, don't do it.
Okay, all right. This is an interesting one. So, One-Eyed Heathen. Water not only can keep a ship afloat, but also can sink it. Water not only can keep a ship afloat, but also can sink it. I'm getting a really strong sense that as you're looking for a place, be aware of where water goes. Where has it flooded? Because water can be a good thing, but too much of it can be a bad thing. So keep that in mind. And what was that advice your dad would go and like lay in the street to figure out what the lay of the
tilt of the street and the
was?
land was like?
Yeah.
And if he could look at the curb and the house was above the curb significantly, he'd consider it.
Mm. Yeah.
He always wanted to be at the tallest point in the neighborhood.
Mm. Yeah. So avoid places that are kind of low lying, or again, I've had any kind of flood issues, because the fortune said water can keep a ship afloat, but it can also sink it. So, okay. So Thralo and Alex Knight. All right. So we got 3 cookies left. So, Thralo. Thralo. The value lies not within any particular thing, but in the desire placed on that thing. The value lies not within any particular thing, but in the desire placed on that thing. That's kind of an economics lesson there, but it could have a lot of different meanings. So hopefully that points to something for you. But the value lies not within any particular thing, but in the desire placed on that thing. Okay, 2 left. So we have Alex Knight and yes, and thank you for the Discord link there. Yeah.
According to the Weather Channel, you could see auroras possibly as far south as Alabama.
Well, what you have to keep in mind is that Alabama, okay, where we are is kind of a short, squat state. Alabama is kind of a tall state, and the northern Alabama is actually further north than where we are. Yeah. So we're probably not going to see anything like that in any because they were showing the map, like northern Oklahoma and places like that. Tennessee could see some aurora borealis, but unfortunately where we are is just a little too far south for that.
It's just not our year for these sorts of things.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I guess what I think about what's kind of cool to me is to think about it. If you go on a line of latitude, we are on the same global line of latitude, roughly, as Babylon. So, and New Orleans is on the same line of latitude as Alexandria, Egypt. So, kind of fun. But all right, so I had seen one other one. At least I'm thinking here. Yeah, because Alex Knight. Okay, so Alex Knight, looks like you've got the last fortune. So one of these, there we go, is for you. And I will make sure we get some more between now and next Friday. Alex Knight, measure your cloth 10 times. You can cut it but once. Yeah, so make sure of something before you go for it. Measure your cloth 10 times. You can cut it but once. So overall, I'm getting a sense that, there's nothing negative, but it's a time to watch out because there's a lot going on. And if you think about it, with Ra is very active. Oftentimes, if you look in the Cairo calendar, you'd have something where a particular deity was going forth, or so and so goes out today. It was actually not a good day. It was a day to kind of stay inside because it meant the gods were out and they were busy and things were going on. And so it was a day to be mindful because, they're taking care of business and you don't want to be kind of caught in the middle of it while they're cleaning house. So that I kind of wonder if that's what's going on. Is there some house cleaning going on the divine level? And that means we should watch out for tricksters, measure your cloth twice before you cut it, that kind of thing. So it's a time to be, deliberate and mindful before you do something. I get that. That's the overall sense that I'm getting.
Basically, the whole retinue of Ra is probably going nuts.
But, hi, Demetrius. I miss being on these lives. I've just been so busy with my 2 jobs in school. Hey, it's all right.
We love you no matter what.
Yeah. And I can totally understand, being busy. As I said, I'm hoping to wrap up that animation project this weekend so that I can kind of get back to other things because I know there's conversations to pick back up on, and someone had asked at the end of last week's broadcast about incorporating, and I'm going to get back with them on that, because that's also on my itinerary for this secular year. Actually, we're getting really close to the end of the liturgical year because Egyptian New Year's is going to be in July. We got about 2 months for that, so hopefully we'll be able to have a fun shindig with that. But let's go ahead and wrap up. And
it kind of occurs to me, all the weather havoc we're having right now kind of is coinciding with the phenomena that we're having up in the heavens.
Yeah. Well, One Eye says it's an ion party. You wonder who's holding Ra's beer for this one.
Don't steal Ra's beer.
Well, what happens if you hand it to Sekhmet?
You have to make sure it's red.
I don't know. Well, if she drinks the beer, you cannot complain.
That's it. Let me get this straight. You make a lake of beer for me, and you're mad about a glass. Got it.
Yes, we can always.
Of course, nowadays, much heavier, stronger alcohols now.
Well, here's something strange that I saw in the news a while back, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. There's a town in Mexico because they're having a drought right now, severe water shortages, and there's a town in Mexico where all the groundwater's been drawn up because there's a Coca-Cola bottling plant there, and
right.
So they're in, ironically, a situation very similar to what a lot of ancient peoples had in Egypt and Mesopotamia and wherever, where the canal water was not safe to drink in ancient times. And so they drank beer more often than water because the beer kind of killed some of the microorganisms in it. Even though they didn't know that's what it was. It's just they drank the beer because it wouldn't make you sick. Now here in Mexico, you've got wells that are dry, and so they drink more Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola products than they do tap water because there's no tap water. And I think that's really crazy to think that we've gone so far that we're back to the Bronze Age. So that's kind of an irony. And
there are countries where they have ownership over the rain water.
Mm-hmm. Well, water. They said that as droughts get more severe, there will be more and more issues over water rights. And so what we have to do is pray for more rain in the places that need it. And if there was a way we could possibly deflect it from the places that have too much and send it to the places that need it, then we'll send them everything we can.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Yunu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Asat and Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Khamenyu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Neith. You have come in peace, O Yunachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Neith. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Now, if anybody else had any other requests, like I said, we have one more cookie in case I missed anybody, before we wrap up. Because I don't sign off until everybody's gotten what they need. Send rain, send you. Yeah. Mercury is out of retrograde, and I believe we're even past the shadow period, because they say that like a week before and a week after, so we should be getting out of that. But there's other stuff going on, and absolutely, if I could send some rain to you guys, Lakshmi, I absolutely would, and you have my prayers for rain.
Mine too.
Mm-hmm. And yes, and Sarana, you mentioned your affirmations, and I think especially because Egyptian New Year's is coming up, and that's an appropriate time to do divinations and things. So if you want to do one of those, like for the days on the year, and you can share it on the Discord and on here, so that way we have multiple sources of input, as we transition to another year, because I think it's really cool that you did that. And okay, Hellenic John is a new member who literally just joined Discord. Could I have it as a welcome prediction for me? Well,
do we have?
All right, yeah, we have one last cookie, and
it's for you.
Yeah, all right. So Hellenic John, welcome aboard. And you get the last cookie for this week. Don't worry, we'll be back with more. And it says, adventure can be real happiness.
It can.
Adventure can be real happiness. So, Hellenic John, welcome aboard. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hope everyone has a wonderful week. And everyone be safe and well and happy. And thank you, as always, for joining us. And come back next week, and we'll celebrate some more. Yeah. Lots of love, you guys.
Oh boy.
And I tell you what, another thing, when the animation is done and when I have it up on YouTube, I will share that link, and I may even have next week's service redirect to it just so you can see it. So that's something to look forward to next week. All right. Okay, now Helen Johnson, in between jobs and actively looking to relocate. Well,
all of our hopes and prayers. We've been there.
Yes. So.
Yes, we have been there.
Yes, may Upwoad open the ways for you, and may also bring you to fertile fields and much cabbage, if you will. Thank you, everyone. You all have a good night.